We are now ready for next session on sleep and circadian health. It is my honor to invite our esteemed chairperson, Dr. Satya Prabha, and our distinguished speaker, Dr. H.N. Mallick. Please join us to the dais. You can, yes, yeah, you can. You can, yes. Yes, I can. Thank you for being with us today. We are delighted to have Dr. Satya Prabha, the chair of this session. She is a professor of neurophysiology department and a dean, associate dean of basic sciences at NIMHAS. Her impressive academic background includes an MD in physiology and PhD from Maastricht University. In addition, she has been honored with the DSc from SVIASA University, recognizing her significant contribution to the neurophysiology field. Her research interest includes autonomic function in psychiatric disorders, pathophysiology of motor neuron diseases, integrative medicine, including yoga and Ayurveda. Professor Satya Prabha has earned many prestigious awards to her credit. For example, Dr. Kalpana Chawla Young Women Scientist Award, ICMR International Young Scientist Award, and many more to her credit. She has more than 25 years of research and teaching experience. Ma'am, I invite you. Kindly introduce the speaker. Thank you.
Good afternoon. It's my real privilege to chair Professor H.N. Mallick's talk. My voice is so loud again. Yeah, Dr. H.N. Mallick currently is a professor and head of the Department of Physiology from SGT University, and he has served 30 years in AIIMS, New Delhi. He has obtained his MD and PhD from AIIMS, New Delhi, and he has done his postdoc in Toyama University, Japan. And Dr. Mallick is one of the eminent neurophysiologists and sleep researcher par excellence. He has published number of papers and in peer-reviewed journal exploring the neural mechanism of sleep, thermoregulation, and sexual behavior. Currently, he is serving as an editor in many of the top journals, to name few: Frontiers in Neurology, Sleep and Biological Rhythm, Sleep and Vigilance, and is also a member of Scientific Program Committee of World Sleep Congress. He has received number of awards, to name few: Major General Bhatia Award, Baldev Singh Oration Award, etc. And he has been confirmed the Fellow of the National Academy of the Medical Sciences from India. He is a global leader in the sleep science and sleep medicine. Currently, he is also a president of Asian Sleep Research Society and Indian Society for Sleep Research. Sir, I welcome you to deliver a guest lecture. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Satya Prabha, for the kind introduction. And also, I'm very thankful to Dr. Ravindra for inviting me to this historical symposium, which is being organized in recognition of outstanding contribution by Dr. Bindu, our dear friend. And today I will be giving a public lecture. It's not pure science, what you can say. How many of you are aware of sleep and circadian health? When you talk about sleep and circadian health, it's a very new concept. And first time it was described in 2006, but in India, it's totally new. So we as scientists have a social responsibility and want to bring the importance of sleep health and circadian health to the young mass and the general public. You know, the old world was very disciplined and the new world is not disciplined, and that makes the whole difference in sleep and circadian health. So I have a few questions. We all sleep every night, but do you sleep regularly? Do you go to bed at a fixed time, at a particular time every night? Do you have a regular wake-up time? Do you feel refreshed next day morning after a good night's sleep? Do you wake up frequently during sleep? Do you know how much sleep is good for your health? You know, how much is good for you? It's not moving, yes. What is shown in this cartoon, I just want to make a disclaimer. Sleep health is not sleep disorder. It is something beyond sleep medicine and sleep disorder. You all know about OSA, you know, which has been very popular recently. And because of that, the importance of sleep health has been undermined. And so far science is concerned, sleep is a biological process. You have to admit this. And sleep and circadian rhythm influence nearly all molecular, cellular, and physiological and neurobehavioral process. So it affects at all the level. I'll quote Sir William Dement, who was a physiologist and ultimately he became father of sleep medicine. He wrote, "Ignorance is the worst sleep disorder." And to quote, we, the people, lack the most basic information about how to manage sleep. It's not only the public, also the physicians. They know nothing about the advancement in sleep physiology and modern sleep medicines. And also awareness by the parents, public, and government about sleep and sleep health is totally lacking. They need awareness. When you talk about the importance of sleep, unless somebody tells something wrong or very dangerous, you know, you don't feel importance of the particular system. The classic experiments, the landmark experiments by Rasmussen in 1989, he deprived the rats from sleep and they died after 3 weeks of deprivation. So after that, there have been number of sleep deprivation studies, short-term, long-term, partials, and we know that it affects our learning, mood, behavior, performance, and also organ system functions. Also recently we know that deviation from particular sleep hours, less or more, it is related with longevity. So the message from these sleep deprivation studies are, the first thing you experience, you know, next day, there will be intrusion of sleep into wakefulness. You'll be dozing up. Your alertness will be going. Cognitive impairment, these two are very important. And we have prolonged sleep deprivation in rats leading to death. And human with fatal familial insomnia, they dies. And also, we have adverse health consequences. Work performance, 20% reduction in working memory and learning tasks compared to well-rested. And then there is economy. We have poor productivity, absenteeism, and accidents. This affects our economy. And also academic, physical performance, and impaired sports performance. The evidence, we have now evidence because of imaging studies. We are talking about imaging today. Also in sleep, we have imaging studies. In sleep deprivation studies, one thing is shown, sleep deprivation causes emotional instability. There are mood changes and irritability, and functional MRI shows significantly more activities in amygdala. Also, sleep deprivation, the most important impact is cognitive impairment, that is vigilance and alertness. And this is because of impaired glucose metabolism in the prefrontal cortex. We're talking about prefrontal cortex and amygdala this morning. So what has gone wrong in our society? There is steady decline in total sleep time during past 30 years. Lifestyle changes, decreased sleep work, long working hours, and less physically demanding jobs. Increase and extended sedentary leisure time activities. Parallel increase in the prevalence of overweight and obesity. And recent indication of possible association between short sleep duration and obesity. On the other hand, regarding sleep health, there is sufficient and satisfactory sleep that is deficient. And general population, they endorse a lot of myth about sleep. If you go to social media, there is all the 60% description about the sleep myth without any evidence. We talk about alcohol when you talk about sleep. Then the weekend sleep. Nowadays everybody is busy, they want to compensate at the weekend. Then the inconsistent bedtime. You are not going to the bed at a particular time. Anytime you go to bed, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, maybe in the morning. So we have a inconsistent bedtime and misinformation about sleep through social media. So everybody is a sleep scientist nowadays. So what has happened in between? There is societal devaluation of sleep. On the other hand, we have tremendous amount of knowledge about physiology and the importance of sleep. When we talk about sleep health or any nutritional deficiency, we talk about deficiency. We have also some kind of definition for sleep deficiency. Deficit in the quantity or quality of sleep obtained versus the amount needed for your optimal health. You have to know your own requirement. So this is required for optimal health, performance and well-being. And the sleep deficiency may result from prolonged wakefulness. You are remaining awake for something. That will lead to sleep deprivations. Your sleep is of insufficient duration. And also it is not continuous, fragmented. And there could be chronobiological disruptions. I'm not talking about sleep loss due to sleep disorders. So the health consequences, we have twofold increase in hypertension. Sleeping less than 6 hours is more associated. We have incidence of diabetes mellitus, obesity, increased risk for all cause of mortality. This is the whole list of sleep deficiency outcome: cardiovascular health, metabolic health, mental health, behavioral health, immune health, cognitive health. So these are the details description. I don't want to go to cut short time. Metabolic health is one important because I'll be linking to circadian health. Incidence of obesity is high in habitual short sleeper, less than 6 hours, relative to 7 to 8 hours. Short duration has twice the risk of sleeping longer duration. Association is stronger in younger adults. This is a big problem and contributes to the incidence of type 2 diabetes mellitus. So short sleep duration and poor sleep quality is a new risk factor for development of obesity. Then the immune health, then behavioral health. We have the sedentary insufficient poor sleep will lead to sedentary behavior, less exercise, habitual smoking, and also alcoholism. Mental health, sleep is acknowledged as a major contributor to mental and physical health outcome. Now we should define what is sleep health. It has multiple dimensions, not one dimension. I'll describe one by one. And this multidimensional pattern of sleep wakefulness adapted to individual, varies from individual to individual. And we have social and environmental demands that promotes physical and mental well-being. When you talk about your sleep, we talk about the definition given by Bussy. Are you sated? We all measure sleep in the lab using polysomnography. That's a very expensive proposition and you can't experiment to the whole public into polysomnography. So we have nowadays a cheaper method. Sleep is becoming cheaper and less expensive to measure in the real world. And how can you do that? you have to find out whether you have sufficient duration of sleep for your age. And the sleep should be continuous, it should be well maintained, uninterrupted throughout the night, and next day you should feel the outcome, it should be restorative. Next day you will be alert whole day, and appropriate time with the pattern of light and dark cycle. You have to synchronize with the circadian rhythm. So these are the 6 dimensions of sleep health, which has been prescribed by Bushi. So what are the factors affecting sleep? We have nowadays, it's not only the disease, we have multiple factors which are affecting sleep at the individual level, at the social level, your neighborhood, your work, your family culture, your social networks, your socio-economic condition, all will be affecting your sleep. Then the societal level, globalization, 24-hour society, technology, geography, and the environment. So a lot of factors are affecting sleep. Then something about circadian health, what we call rhythm of life. It's a highly specialized hierarchical network of central clock and peripheral clock. When you talk about body clock, we not only talk about the central clock, the suprachiasmatic nucleus, we have the body clock in every cell. Almost all the cells have clock. So this we have also the time giver, the jet givers, that will be entraining the circadian rhythm. Another is food intake. So if you are taking particularly food at a particular time, it is entrained and you will feel the hunger at that time. It regulates proper rhythm in endocrine and metabolic pathways, operate as a critical interface between nutrition and homeostasis. Feeding time has a dramatic effect on health. Erratic feeding time will be resulting in poor health, maybe obesity. Also exercise time. So besides light, we have the food and exercise, they are also entrainer. What are the public health implications of circadian disruption? Number of people are affected are very much. The youngsters are very much affected. So circadian disruption association with serious adverse health outcome is a common signature in youth. Plights of non-daytime scheduled workers, we are not aware of that much. More percentage of people work indoor. Many people are working indoor, we are not exposed to sunlight. And majority of us are affected by light pollutions. Daytime we are not exposed to sunlight, nighttime we are exposed to artificial light. These are the irony of life nowadays. So we have circadian disruption and misalignment due to light, electrification, travel time, working hours, modern gadgets, modern lifestyle, and it is a common signature of youth. So we should have some health strategies, reducing this environmental barrier, behavior that hinders sleep, behavior that can enhance the likelihood of sleep. Historically, we call it sleep hygiene. So maintain regular sleep-wake schedule, make time for exercise, exposure to sunlight should be there, dark, quiet and cool sleep-inducing environment, remove light, alarm clock from the bedroom, avoid bright screens and television close to bedtime. When you talk about sleep, we have two kinds of situations. When you are in a party or sitting in the evening, you will suddenly say, I am feeling sleepy, I am going to bed. This is one kind of behavior. Another is, there will be somebody, so it is time for me, I am going to bed, bye-bye. So how it can be explained? This can be explained by Alexander Borby's two ways concept of sleep, the homeostatic and circadian. So if you align these two, there will be a synergistic effect. Your daytime pressures, there is a sleep pressure by 9 o'clock, for example, or 10 o'clock in the night, and we have the circadian pressure. So if you time your sleep, then it will be more beneficial. So therefore, circadian health is very important for producing good sleep. And we call this as giver hygiene. Disruption or misalignment within the circadian system is associated with modern 24-hour lifestyle and several negative health outcomes. Fostering this giver hygiene as the practice of healthy use of circadian time cues could reduce the chronological strain and also disease burden. Therefore, we should eat on time, exercise on time, and sleep on time. In summary, sleep health is multidimensional. You can measure it yourself, you can find out your own requirement, and narrow focus on sleep deprivation and primary sleep disorders have undermined the importance of sleep health. Concept of sleep health is beyond clinical disorder. It contributes to mental and physical well-being. It presents a pathway for reducing health disparities. Increased awareness of its importance is the need of the hour. So we should promote sleep and circadian health. Sleep well, sleep on time. This was our earlier message from Indian Society for Sleep Research. Now we have to add the third factor, wake up on time. This is one of the memorial photographs with Dr. Bindu. Ravindra used to ask me, I have shifted my house, so the photographs are arranged here and there. So I just discovered last night this one. Do you remember what this photograph is? Not Trivandrum, Osaka. At the center, Dr. Deepak Srivastav, he was acknowledged in our acknowledgement. We have Dr. Bindu enjoying our food, not Japanese, sushi or sashimi, either dessert. And we have Professor Masaga Okawa, the president of the Asian Sleep Research Society. So I'll be talking about my association with Dr. Bindu in the afternoon felicitation ceremony. Thank you all very much.
Thank you so much for your wonderful talk, sir. You nicely dissected the 5-letter word sleep to a common person and a lay person. We have here number of youngsters and the students. I'm sure your talk was a warning for them, those who do not following sleep hygiene. See, students or youngsters, if you want to fulfill your academic commitment, have a healthy sleep hygiene. Thank you, sir. Any questions?
Hello.
He will always ask me a question. I'm honored, sir.
Matt, that was an excellent talk and fantastically useful information. I have a couple of questions, or your advice. What should be the time interval between exercise and going to bed? That's my first question.
Yeah.
Second question is it okay to have melatonin as a chronic supplement to regulate your sleep as well as your rhythm?
Very, very pertinent question, sir. Exercise, they always say, don't exercise before you're going to bed. So I have gone into all kind of literature. The problem is if you are exercising nearer to the exercise per se will be beneficial for sleep, but the autonomic influences, the increase in heart rate and your sympathetic discharge, that overlast. So that's the problem. That is overlasting. So it should not be closer to your bedtime. That effects should vanish. The sympathetic effect should vanish when you go to bed. And the second one is melatonin is becoming very popular nowadays. If you have a circadian problem, people are using melatonin. This is drug of choice, and you have to time it properly in case of your advanced sleep phase or delayed sleep phase. In our country, nobody is using bright light, but we do advise you expose to sunlight. Those who are having problems, sleeping problem, expose yourself to sunlight so that your circadian rhythm is maintained.
Thank you. Thank you.